is evolving quite a lot, and I think actually Skandia is quite a long way down that path. And I think it all revolves around the conversation in the boardrooms, where what we're trying to do is move away from a situation where the CIA is saying why we can't do something, or why people are challenging why something can't be done, much more to around what we can do for the business. So it's very much more a what value can we drive to the business. I think the other thing is that we need to try and move away from the conversation always being about cost and service. Obviously that's important, there's no doubt about that, but it is much more about where we can add value and what could we do. You know, what would happen if we could trade in 30 seconds rather than overnight? So what would that allow the business to do? Obviously the financial economic outlook's not been good over the last couple of years. It's fair to say Skandia in the UK has come through that very, very strongly. Its market share is up significantly. And actually the number of end consumers and users we've got of our systems has increased quite markedly. And so a lot of the drivers for us are around how we can make our systems more robust, more available, and better serving what the end customer and the financial advisor want. I think the other thing is, though, more at a sort of macro level. So the way things are changing with, in terms of a generational shift, in that there's broadband, mobile and fixed line broadband prevalent across the whole nation. There is much more of a demand for social media, social networking, those sorts of things. And actually that's meaning that the customer has a much higher demand on us.
The expectation in the user community is that, you know, I can go and buy an iPhone and I can download an app and it comes to my phone in 30 seconds and I can use a new app. When I'm tired of that app, I can go and find the newest one and download again. And that is changing the expectation of users, and we're starting to see that come across into the workplace.
People expect everything to be available, people expect everything to be fresh, people expect everything to just work, and that demands an IT that has a greater degree of robustness, a greater degree of availability and higher quality.
Some of those expectations are quite hard to meet in an enterprise environment, but again that's about our learning curve and trying to work out how we can deliver things faster in a more consumer-based world, whilst also keeping kind of enterprise class deployments and enterprise class security for them. I think where we're starting to see that joining up more is where we're delivering applications to end users and our consumers. So we're starting to see sales guys who want to go and take iPads into the offices of financial advisors and be able to talk them through our products in nice consumerly driven and consumerly marketed ways, but also in terms of actually being able to deliver to end users our products and market prices through those devices as well.
There's always new systems or refreshes that you have to incorporate, and there's a lot of work going on in Skandia in order to refresh and bring our estate along to the sort of new technology, new innovation. You hear a lot in the press about cloud computing, and some of that's been overhyped, let's be honest, but there are some quite interesting things that come out the back of that. So software as a service, for instance, there's some very good, very interesting models about how that could be exploited. Skandia is a fairly young company in terms of life and pensions within Europe, certainly the UK business, and actually the product set that we've got is very innovative. So we're actually seeing a much greater shift from traditional life and pensions across to the solutions that we offer around investments. So actually our market share is increasing significantly, and therefore the number of sales we're doing, the footfall through our internet sites, etc., is increasing significantly. So a lot of what you have to do in terms of technology is make sure that those systems can cope with that and can scale significantly in order to meet what is quite impressive demand. The other thing, of course, is we've got the usual regulatory things to take account of. So there's the retail distribution review that's going on at the moment in the UK, which is trying to restructure and trying to add more transparency to the products that get sold. And of course that obviously has to filter through into the sorts of services that we offer. And of course, as with any service you offer, there's IT that underpins it. Our sourcing is absolutely, fundamentally important to us. About 3 years ago, we outsourced our applications infrastructure to HCL, and therefore, we maintain a fairly small team of people in-house, which are from Skandia, who basically do the sort of technology strategy, the vendor management, and the sort of oversight on operations and some project management. And the rest of the IT is outsourced to a third party. They do everything from application delivery, application maintenance, through infrastructure delivery and infrastructure maintenance. So our relationship with third parties is key to us.
So in terms of the benefits we're seeing projects deliver much more quickly. We're seeing them deliver in more innovative ways, so both in terms of the solutions, but also in terms of how those projects happen. So rather than going through a very fixed standard process, there's flexibility around that process. We're starting to see it much more as a partnership in how we deliver those things. So from a technology design perspective, there's much more a situation where we're sitting in rooms together working out what that solution could be, rather than it being a kind of customer-client relationship where we set out a set of requirements and ask the client to deliver. So it's much more iterative in that way.